as one.
Whoever touches them touches even the apple of his eye.
You're saving yourself. You are your own God, innit? But people are so brainwashed that they think, oh, let me just sit here and wait for Christ to come and get us.
Christians, as followers of the false prophet Jesus, also deserve death. The Jewish Encyclopedia again recaps the Talmud's position.
You see, this is what's so sick about this whole thing. Because I'm under no illusion that when you submit your life to Christ, you mean it. You mean it with all your purpose, all your zeal, all your heart. You love God and no other. But what you don't understand is they've tainted your God.
The Jewish Encyclopedia says that Jewish writings defame Christ. It is the tendency of all these sources to belittle the person of Jesus by ascribing to him illegitimate birth, magic, and a shameful death. Jesus, according to this article, was considered one of the 3 worst enemies of Judaism who came to an ignoble end. The Talmud says they subjected him to 4 deaths: stoning, burning, decapitation, and strangling.
You see, you do know the truth, but what you have to always understand that it was about perverting the faith.
Also says he is now in hell, punished with boiling hot excrement. What is Christ's advice as he speaks to us out of hell? The Jewish Encyclopedia quotes Jesus as telling us above all to bless the Jews. He says, further their well-being, do nothing to their detriment. Whoever touches them touches even the apple of his eye.
Remember, the Jesus that they said that the Romans, they say the Jews, you see, this is the next thing. They keep interchanging names, people, and words. And so I'd like to say that I know a lot of you say we're set apart. Guess who scriptures say they're set apart?
Testimony of a Christian was not admitted in evidence in Jewish courts, and an Israelite who found anything belonging to one who was a Christian was forbidden to return it to him.
The Jewish.
Bye.
And guess who you are to them? You're the Gentile.
Yes.
Gentile.
Yes. Accurate summaries of what the Talmud generally teaches.
In its article on Gentiles, the Jewish Encyclopedia begins to define what makes a Jew so different from a Gentile. According to the rabbis, only Israelites are men. Gentiles they classed not as men, but as barbarians.
Barbaria was the name used by the ancient Greeks for the literal northeast Africa, like Conan the Barbarian. Look for yourself in your own time. Remember, go and look at what a Pharisee is. Look at what a Pharisee is. I'll put it up there. Right? In certain in these scriptures, I remember hearing people say that, oh, we're set apart people and we're not to partake of this and that, you know, because we're God's chosen ones.
The Jewish.
What I'm saying is, when we are reading these scriptures, we think that they're talking about us. They're talking about themselves.
Yeah.
You've been reading that Bible in your hand thinking they're talking about you.
Sure.
That it's not about you. They've perverted the book in your hand and replaced each character with themselves. So when they're talking about the Gentile, you are the Gentile. You're not, but in the book you hold, you are. So let me show you the thing. Pre-Adamite. The pre-Adamite hypothesis or pre-Adamism is the theological belief that humans or intelligent yet non-human creatures existed before the biblical character Adam. Pre-Adamism is therefore distinct from the conventional Abrahamic belief that Adam was the first human. Advocates of this hypothesis are known as pre-Adamites, along with the humans who they believe existed before Adam. Do you really think, just listen for a minute, do you really think that the people that allow you to have your religion, because they're allowing you, Just in case you're going to say to me, no, it's our freedom and our right, we've got rights. They say you've got rights, but they decide if you have rights. Otherwise, they couldn't say to you, stay in your yard then, could they? You got to wake up from your sleep, you know. You got to wake up from your sleep. You don't even know who Jesus is. In that same book of the New Testament, that I gave you the other day, I put it up again. It tells you who Jesus is. In that book, that Piso put together and put his family and everybody in there, you know, he says that the person they crucified was a long-standing, prestigious man of old. He was respected in the community. He was the original Jew. And he protested against the new religion or them defiling the religion. He said, I'm not doing all these things you're telling us to do. I'm not doing it. Eliza. That's what they called him in that book. When they came to take over, right, under the Romans, he said, I'm not doing it. And according to that book, they took him. What did they do?
The Talmud says they subjected him to 4 deaths: stoning, burning, decapitation, and strangling.
Where did they say that he is? In hell with hot excrement on him, telling us from the grave to treat these people kindly. That's why your Jesus to them is a complete dead. You see, this is why. Isn't there a famous situation where they take the slaves and they say, your Jesus, where's your Jesus now to save you?
They're always taking the piss and mocking it differently.
They gave you that Bible that you read, you thinking that you're reading about yourself.
Just to run rings around you, man.
You've been reading it wrong.
The fact that they use these icons who are con artists to make us follow them, or they're very likable or admirable, and then really they worship either Freemasonry or the devil.
Satan worship is the same thing. If you look into the things that they do.
I just want to thank God for...
Which God? They are thanking God, but which God?